You know, when I decided to take like a 3.5-week vacation to Japan, I really didn't expect the voice acting industry to blow up just as much as it has while I've been gone. I really thought most of the damage had already been done before we left, and now so much has happened since I've been here, it's insane. I know a lot of y'all are probably aware of the problems that have been going on for the past year or two in the voice acting industry when it comes to SAG-AFTRA, the strike, all that jazz. But the entire situation kind of turned over a new leaf today with some groundbreaking news that was conveniently left out for the past couple of months. Now, I think we're all really aware at this point that SAG-AFTRA is not exactly the good guy, or really doesn't seem like the good guy at this point, and a lot of voice actors have kind of been strung along, and some are just not great people. But it's kind of crazy to me that while I was already in Japan, Chris Tagliaferra, who is Capitano's voice actor, tweeted out about SAG basically receiving their final and best offer yet, and people are still worried that they're gonna decline it because they're still negotiating, which is impossible at this point. I don't think they can negotiate any further. That's what final means. But voice actors really did dramatically turn the tides in terms of community favor for this strike by attacking Kenichi's new VA, Jacob Takanashi. It was absolutely insane. A lot of it was incredibly unwarranted. If the strike was about what everybody made it out to be in the beginning, which was fighting for AI protections, I could slightly understand it, maybe. But to be honest, dude, at this point, that's just not what the strike's about anymore. And it's very evident at this point, it's just not. But I'm pretty certain with some new information that came out today, the main reason for this strike for a lot of people is just to strong-arm HoYoverse and other game companies into becoming union. It feels really unfair, and I think a lot of voice actors are coming around to the fact that it's very unfair, specifically like Venti's VA, for example. The whole situation is becoming a lot more clear from an outside perspective. But today, some news came out, and I really wanted to go over this. Just a heads up, I actually do have a second channel where I document kind of news stuff, but this is definitely more of a main channel topic, at least for now, until even more information comes out. Corina Boettger, Paimon VA, had an interview with Paper Bag Boy, and let's just say some bombshells were definitely dropped in this interview, and I do want to watch a little bit of it with you guys. You're going to be able to see chat. I'm not streaming. This is just a private one-on-one YouTube video. Welcome in.
Actors are too afraid to say anything because the minute that we do, we're blacklisted. I know I'm blacklisted from the last studio I spoke about this about. I had sent word to Hoyo that said I refuse to come back until the game is union specifically. Remember,
Okay, that's gross to me. Listen, again, trying to strong arm any company, never mind Hoyo, into joining the union when they have all the protections and they're paying union wages. Like, I don't know why you want to force them into being union at this point, especially when they're non-union, and technically because you're union, you're not allowed to work non-union projects, but people still do.
So how did you land the role of Paimon in Genshin Impact?
Okay, so it was like every other audition that you kind of do in the industry. Got a random audition from my agent, and it was like, this is project, and I don't remember what the code name was at the time because they don't tell you what you're auditioning for ever in video games because of NDAs and stuff. But it was for the character of Paimon, the female traveler, and also Amber, and I auditioned for it, then turned it in, completely forgot about it until like a month.
I think a lot of people would have preferred if Corina got the voice for the female traveler, since they barely speak.
Later, all of a sudden I get a call from my agent saying, hey, they need you to come in for a callback for Paimon, and I was like, great, I don't remember auditioning for that. So then I went back, re-listened to what I auditioned with, and then...
No hate on the voice, by the way. I actually think Corina's a great voice actress, just not a great person.
Then walked into the callback, saw that my friend Chris Fiella was the director, and I was really excited because I love him. And he was then like, they don't want this to sound like anime at all. That was a lie, by the way. They want it completely grounded. So it's really funny because what I auditioned with Paimon was much closer to this sound than what it ended up being.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, dude, I still prefer Paimon in the early game, but it's not that bad now.
How different do you think your life would be if you actually landed the role of the female traveler? Do you think it would be any different?
I think
they'd be getting paid less.
I would have recorded a lot less.
Yep.
Think there'd be like a lot less drama going on right now?
No.
I don't know.
No, because at the end of the day, it's not the fact that they're Paimon's VA, it's the fact that they are who they are. Like, it doesn't matter who they voice. We've seen people who voice characters once a year at this point. I mean, Kaching literally gets voiced like for Lantern, right, and that's about it now. They're still coming out of the woodworks and showing their true colors, dude.
Drama happens to everybody,
Yeah,
right?
definitely, definitely. So what was your reaction to actually landing?
I really do hate the fact that it's just laughed at now and like no accountability has been taken at all. Like drama happens to everybody, right? Like yeah, it does. But usually people take accountability after that when they get caught and they fuck up so badly and look like such a piece of shit. I'm sorry. The fact that they went after Jacob so hard really just painted him in such a terrible, shitty light.
I don't even think Hoyo realized how big it was going to be. So, like,
That's true.
I also did not, like, I knew they basically said when I walked in for my first recording, you're the Navi of this world, like from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted to be Navi. I know people find her annoying, but I like her.
I do too, actually.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, I like it. And so I was really excited. And I also didn't realize that it was going to be a continuous thing. I remember getting it to the end of like 1.1 recording, and then they were like, okay, you're done. And I thought, when did we save the sibling? I'm sure it'll make sense when the game comes out. Fine, I'm done with this game.
5 years later, by the way, still haven't. I'm gonna skip past majority of this because this is mainly just talking about how they got the role for Paimon and stuff and everything else. The more important stuff comes later.
You know the drama that's going on, and we can't
Here we go. The drama that's going on.
avoid it. It's something that has to be discussed. So why was Jacob Takanashi getting the role as Kanish received so poorly by the other voice actors?
The reason why is because in the United States, obviously actors stick together and actors, I remember
First of all, clearly not.
for being a very young actor working in theater and being told you never take the role of a striking actor. You know, you do not do that. That is not okay. It's not cool. But even further than that, in the United States, we have a
The guy that was striking wasn't even SAG, I'm pretty sure, so...
strong history of sticking by our fellow workers and not taking the jobs of those that are striking. And you cannot like the way that I went about it. That is 100% valid. You're very welcome to have
Yeah, not many people do, and I also think that's 100% valid. Fuck that.
that opinion. But at the end of the day, it has been a strong history that when a worker takes the job of a striking actor, you call them out.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a difference between calling them out and going to the levels that people went against Jacob Takanashi, though, which was just childish. Literally like watching a playground fight, dude. It was disgusting.
What you're supposed to do. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like me for it. That's totally
I don't.
fine, but that's the reason why.
Yeah, I could see that. So is there any funny audition stories to kind of break the ice?
Oh, okay. So
I don't care. Alright, this is the most important part of the whole video, and I'm going to talk about this after I show you, but let me just let this play.
So are there any new major roles coming up for you soon, or is it still just going to be Paimon? I know you're not voicing Paimon at the moment, but is there any new roles that you have coming up?
correct. After Jacob was replaced, I sent notice to Hoyo saying that I would no longer voice Paimon until they became union. So
I'm sorry, listen. That is literally just trying to strong-arm the game into becoming union. I have said for the longest time, dude, that the most important person to strike would have been Corina from the get-go, but the fact that now is the time that they've decided to do it after getting called out left and right is so fucking ridiculous. Too little too late. I do think Hoyo's probably going to replace them as Paimon's VA. Very curious to see who they go with. I do just want to put out the fact that Hoyo, I will voice Paimon for free, and I'm dead serious. If you need me, hook me up. I will keep an eye on my email. I can do a very masculine British floating fairy companion that I think a lot of people would like. Leave a comment on the video if you would enjoy seeing that. Corina came out and said that they've stopped voicing Paimon pretty much, which is absolutely crazy. It's something a lot of people have been calling for because of the, not only the sheer audacity of the way that they acted towards Jacob, but also just the total lack of accountability taken after the fact. No apology, no explanation up until right now, no nothing other than crash outs. I think it's really important to look at this from multiple perspectives, but whichever lens you look at it through, I think it's a good decision to stop voicing Paimon, to be honest. I don't think it was doing Corina's mental health any good. And after the recent problem after problem after problem, it's just going to taint the player base as well. So I think it's probably a very good decision. Very curious what you'll think about that as well. Very surprised that they came out and said it in this way, especially after all the back and forth that I've seen all over social media and Blue Sky and stuff. I know Hero Hey uploaded a video about it, which I haven't really seen yet, and I'm totally down to watch, but I'll probably watch it on stream. I also see that a lot of y'all don't really like Hero Hey because you think he's like, I don't know, freaking... I saw people say that he was racist, transphobic and stuff. I've never seen anything of that from Hero Hey. I've only seen him be kind of hyped up and passionate about what he's talking about. I've never seen any super bad stuff like that. So, I mean, I've asked for a source every time someone said it and never gotten one, so feel free to prove me wrong in the comments, but absolutely crazy situation. Also, just real quick to tag on the end of this, I know Corina was saying that they didn't get paid for a very long time, but again, they seem to just be completely dodging answering the really important question of, is it HoYo's fault or was it the voice actor studio's fault? Never got a clear answer in the past like couple of hours. So yeah, dude, I don't know. What do y'all think about the situation? And I'll catch y'all later, gamers. This is freaking crazy, man. I don't get it.